What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? I'm your host, JT Vega, and with me is Shimmer Crash. And in case you're wondering, we're doing a live show. Live on Twitch, Saturday night, GamerLoad. In case you're wondering, we're going to be doing some very interesting stuff right now. We're going to be talking about video games. And this time, we're not holding back.
No, we are not.
Yes, that's right. We're going to go ahead and begin the show with a bit review, which I know Shimmer Crash really loved this game. And
oh, yeah.
Yes. And today's bit review is
Dust and Elysian Tale.
Yes, that's right. We're going to go ahead and review that one. So, tell me, how do you really feel about this game?
I have to say, the game is very, very well made. I mean, it's a type I haven't played in such a long time. A side-scroller, kind of a beat-up style game.
Yeah, because I understand that you really like this game.
Yes, and for those of you who remember a while back, this game is one that appeared on Toonami before it went off the air for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something for those who actually remember Toonami back in the past, the classic stuff. But yes, Dust and Elysian Tale, very good game, sort of a hack and slash sort of beat 'em up.
So, you really wanted to explain to the audience about the storyline behind this game?
Yes, the story follows basically a furry type character by the name of Dust. He's actually seems to be by the looks of him, he's an assassin, but he has lost his memory and he's trying to figure out who he is and what the heck happened to the world. He carries around an enchanted sword by the name of Ara, and a cute little animal character by the name of Fidget.
Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, both his sword, but basically the sword has a voice of its own, basically mainly having a mind of its own. Kind of interesting for this kind of game, and I know that this game is highly recommended to a lot of people. I mean, excellent visuals, really smooth gameplay, and it's actually both available for Xbox and PC.
Wow.
Yes, it is. It first actually appeared on Xbox Live Arcade, and actually made its way to Steam Steam. I actually bought this not too long back. I have never been more satisfied with the game on Steam than I have with
explain to
this.
me the gameplay about it. What's so interesting about this game that you really want people to really get immersed by? What did you really like about this game?
I would say the fast-paced nature of it. The game is all about comboing together each of your different skills and your basic attacks to gain higher XP through higher combos. And also you can actually, as you progress through the game, Fidget will actually gain different little skills you could use. One of the recent ones is after I defeated this one boss by the name of Fuse, I gained a basic fire pillar attack, which is if you actually use Dust Storm along with Fidget's fire attack, you'll have like a multiple pillars of fire terminating in the enemies around you. So you're working with both a combo based system and a combo EXP system.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
And actually, as well, I mean, it's not very often you actually see an indie game that's actually really. Well, I mean, I'm putting this on the wrong light. It's not very often you see a good side scroller.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, side scroller is basically a thing of the past at the moment due to the era of modern gaming.
Yeah, that's true because but there's still one side scroller game left that's still coming soon, and that's I forgot from the guy who did Mega Man.
Oh yes,
Mighty
Mighty
Number
Number
9.
Nine.
Mighty Number 9. That's
Uh,
another new side scroller. Even though it's in 3D, it's still good.
yeah, and the other side scroller that I know about is the new Strider that came to PS4.
Yeah, that's another one, and a lot of people enjoyed playing that.
But actually, Dust brings it back to the old 2D style.
Yeah, it does, but it's not like it's 16-bit.
Yes, yes, it is.
16-bit animated. Actually, I would say 32-bit, but I could be wrong because I can't tell the difference between the graphics of it.
Yeah, I know what you're really going for. You're trying to describe the quality of it.
Yeah.
Yes, but the game plays very smooth. I mean, it follows a very good story, combining both the furry community's love for Anthro with sort of a Japanese feudal era style.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really makes it interesting for those of us who are Japanese history buffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bringing together that sort of style, as akin to gameplay. I think that this thing has very few downfalls, very few.
Explain.
Well, there's a lot of thinking to where you have to really go, because I mean there are side quests, there are main story quests. Some of them really have to work on backtracking on later when you get later skills.
Okay.
So it's not. I mean, a lot of the better stuff comes late game, which is expected, but some things are coming a little too late for a lot of people. From what I've actually read on forums, that some people are not satisfied for what that you had to do a massive amount of backtracking for a lot of the better stuff.
Okay. So they basically couldn't really. So they keep forgetting certain places like hidden stuff or anything like that.
Yeah, you really have to think on where some of the hidden stuff are because there's a lot of it.
Because it's a lot of problem solving that you have to do. Like if you have to get this item in order to defeat this boss, is that what?
Yeah, I say it's more like you're basically a lot of traveling.
Okay, so it's more like if you played Castlevania, you're basically trying to go from point A to point B, but you need this item in order to get to that area, right?
Pretty much, or this certain skill to get to this certain area.
Okay, then.
I mean, it's a massive amount of backtracking, which is the only problem I have with the game. And I've actually hit a few dead ends at the moment trying to get into other. There are certain quests you can't finish right away as well.
Okay, so you pretty much have to figure out what would be the best way to approach it, though.
Yes, and there's a lot of thinking involved. Because there are parts where you have to do certain things to get to certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
One I was getting frustrated on was a place where I didn't know where to go, but I didn't realize I had to smash a wall. But the wall was invisible to me at first due to a rainstorm. It wasn't until I hit the attack button that I realized.
I'm pretty sure there's guides on this that people would try to help explain how to get through point A to point B because. If I remember correctly, I know that GameFAQs actually probably would explain it.
Yes, I mean, yeah, it's the problem-solving part that does get a lot of people if they don't have much patience.
Yeah, because I can understand the lack of patience part, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure anyone can give you a good idea of how to beat this game.
Yeah.
The thing is, what would you give this game?
9 out of 10. I mean, with very few downfalls, this game's near perfect.
So, explain to me about the difficulty of it.
Well, actually, the difficulty is actually pretty moderate. I mean, for beat 'em ups, this is actually a good quality beat 'em up with a moderate sort of difficulty.
So, so it has a moderate difficulty that you can easily go through.
You can easily get into it. It's not too hard like Castlevania. It's not too hard. It's not the brutal type of hard, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
As well, one thing I want to bring up is actually excellent voice acting. This actually has Actually, one of the things I do like about this is the occasional fourth wall joke being made by Fidget.
The fourth wall joke.
Yes, I'll describe an area. I got to say the recent area I went to, where actually a Fidget made a little bit of a fourth wall joke was where area Arad actually explained that it was an area filled with death and danger. Fidget literally makes a fourth wall joke by saying, "I really hope you saved." Oh my god! Literally, Fidget breaking the fourth wall is the best thing about this game.
Yes, making a joke about Final Fantasy.
Yes, I mean literally, it's like literally. I really hope you saved.
I really hoped you saved. Yeah. Made a Final Fantasy joke on that one, making references to video games. Oh, that's classic. Yep,
yes,
they do that.
That's what makes this game fun. Both the difficulty, the little backtracking. The backtracking actually can be fun because the repetition of enemies gains you more experience.
All right. So you gave the final review.
Final review 9 out of 10. I would really recommend that everyone play this game.
And this game is available on
both. It's available on Xbox Live Arcade, Microsoft, Linux, and OS X.
All right. Thank you so much. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about another interesting subject. We weren't able to do the episode last time. I know that most people... I was trying to... let's just say that we had a little bit of a problem scheduling-wise.
Yeah.
I can't blame everybody. I know that most people wanted something interesting. We wanted to talk about E3, and we weren't able to get the chance to talk about what happened after E3. So this time we're going to go ahead and begin the show with E3, talking about the aftermath of what happened at E3. So here we go.
This is our E3 Aftermath special.
Yes. Our Saturday Night GamerLoad live on Twitch E3 2014 Aftermath, bitches.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and begin with Nintendo first.
I have to say, what I've seen by E3 through clips and a lot of YouTube videos, Nintendo's come out with some very interesting stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people were surprised. They wanted a particular game, and luckily, the list of games that came out, Woolly World, Yoshi's Yarn. What do you think of that one?
Which one? Yoshi's Yarn? It sort of reminds me of the Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, and they decided to make something different from this time, and they're trying to change it to Yoshi, because the fact when I saw the video of it on E3, it was kind of interesting to see. It was like, oh, this is creative.
Yes, and it sort of brings kind of a style of Kirby's Epic Yarn to Yoshi.
But there's also another game that they talked about was Kirby's Curse of the Rainbow. It's kind of like Kirby's Epic Yarn in a way, isn't it?
It sort of is. I mean, it sort of it follows like sort of a Kirby Canvas Curse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I actually remember playing Canvas Curse back on DS.
Yeah. And the thing is that they're trying to do this. There's another one which I'm surprised about, which was Captain Toad Treasure Hunter.
Oh yeah, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
It's like, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, and Toad is finally getting his own game.
Yeah, at least Toad is actually, surprisingly, after years, they finally decided to bring out a new IP.
Yeah, I mean, basically...
Starring Toad.
Toad is basically everybody's whipping boy.
Yes, he was always the sidekick. He was like the sidekick to Mario Brothers.
More so than Luigi.
Yeah, more so than Luigi, but he was always remembered in the cartoons as this little,
obnoxious thing.
Yeah, he was like, he had this little freaking hat on his head, and it's like...
And people were asking, why do they call him Toad?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna understand why he looks like a toadstool.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, but still, people ask why I call him Toad because he doesn't look like a toad.
Yeah. There's also the announcement that the creator of Zelda, I think the makers of Zelda is making an open world game.
I think Zelda Hyrule Warriors, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's also another one.
Which I think I missed that one.
That one they talked about that they're planning to make an open world Zelda game with puzzles. But I found out that it may be difficult.
Well, actually,
Because
that's
a lot of people are like questioning whether or not this is going to be easy for Nintendo to create. Because this is kind of a big, bold move for them to announce that they're going to make in development a Zelda game. Yes, Hyrule Warriors is coming to the Wii U, and I'm surprised that I forgot the company that's making this.
Yes, and actually, I'm actually looking on the about Shigeru Miyamoto's games.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming out. Has Star Fox, Project Giant Robot, and Project Guard.
Yeah, those are the games that most people are talking about right now. Even the new IP that they're also talking about is Splatter.
Ah, yes, Splatter. I've heard about
Splatoon,
that.
actually. Splatoon.
Splatoon, I mean.
Splatoon. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, same here. I mean,
Yeah, it was kind of weird though because the new IPs that they're creating for this thing is kind of surprisingly well. But here's the thing that surprised me the most was they didn't announce it at E3. They didn't announce it at the E3. They didn't announce this game at E3.
Yes, they did not.
They didn't announce this one particular game in particular. It was called Devil's Third.
Yeah, Devil's Third. I've heard very little about it, so I'm not really much
because
versed on
they
it at the
never
moment.
previewed it. They never bothered to preview it at the Nintendo E3 thing. I was surprised by this. It was like this thing was just secretly announced, and IGN decided, oh, we're gonna just do a special interview with the developer and go, hey, you want to do it? Sure.
Yeah.
It's like when I watched the preview of the game demo of it, I was like, I'm not impressed by it. It's Devil's Third, maybe a third-person shooter, but it still needs a lot more work. It needs a lot more polish.
Also they have the amiibos coming out.
Yes, the little action figures based on the
Nintendo characters.
Yeah, based on the Nintendo characters, but it was also used for Pokemon Rumble U and the other game, Disney Infinity, and the other one I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, as well
Skylanders. That was the one.
Yeah, Skylanders and Infinity. I can never get into any of those. To me, it just costs too much money, in my view.
Well, the thing is, it's sort of popular because children like it, and also adults like it because it's a collectible thing. If you're like a big fan of Disney or a big fan of collecting monsters and stuff, it's kind of like one of those things.
Yeah, I can get where you're coming from on this one.
Because I remember when they tried to do Pokemon Rumble U, not many people got into it because it wasn't really a great game per se. Because all you're doing in an arena is just fighting out monsters, but it just didn't seem like it had the great idea concept to show what the Wii was capable of.
Yeah, and actually, there's actually speaking of monsters and such, I want to bring up a game that was announced that recently, Fossil Fighters Frontier for the 3DS.
That's a nice idea. They're also doing it for 3DS as well, for an Amiibo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For Fossil Fighters Frontier for 3DS.
That's not bad. Is that coming out in Japan or only in the US?
It's actually being released being released stateside.
Okay, good. Because then
it was and for those of you who know the game, it's basically you dig up fossils, you get giant dinosaurs, you fight them.
Yeah, and the thing is,
sort of the basic thing.
Yeah, because the Amiibo was really it's very bold that Nintendo is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that what I see about it is that it doesn't, because when they try to attempt this with Pokemon Rumble U with the Pokemon characters. They could have done this if they would have made the game Pokemon Stadium. I would
That's true.
so buy that if they made a Pokemon Stadium U.
Actually, there's another game I actually want to bring up that I remember seeing a preview of. This is for those of you who know these classic Xenoblade games. For Wii U, there is coming out Xenoblade Chronicles X for Wii U.
Yeah.
They're bringing back the classic Xenoblade.
Yeah, with Mecha, which is kind of like a Monster Hunter type deal.
Yes. I mean, I'm rattling off these games because this is all Nintendo here.
Yeah, and when I was looking at the preview of Xenoblade Chronicles X, it kind of reminded me too much like the Xenoblades, except they added mecha, and they also added
like in Xenosaga.
And they showed the gameplay of it.
Yes, and it actually looks very, very good.
Yeah, it looks very nice. It looked like an MMO, and I wondered if it allows you to play co-op. That is the question I should ask. That people should ask this: is this going to have co-op? Is this going to be is this going to run smoothly? Is it worth the money to buy? I would buy it, because it does have that whole RPG feel to it, but it also has that MMO feel to it as well.
Yes, and that's what I saw in it myself. And I think my next little announcement, I think everybody's going to be happy about. They're bringing Watch Dogs to Wii U.
Yeah, but it's going to take them a long while, which isn't really a big deal. They're trying to polish it to make sure it works out.
Yes, and I actually really hope this goes through, because I would love to see what functions they bring to the Wii U gamepad with Watch Dogs.
Yeah, because I hope so too. But the thing is, I understand that they didn't announce any new games for. I know that Ubisoft didn't announce any new games for Nintendo.
That's very true.
And here's something I found out. There was a report that the Ubisoft CEO implies that the Wii U they should lower the price.
Yes, and I heard that announcement. I heard that announcement as well.
Because he implied that the Wii U was overpriced. If they would sell it at a lower price, around $200, and it's at $300.
Yes, which I actually got mine for that last year.
Yeah, I got mine for around that price as well. And I can understand that people are probably like insinuating, compared to the price of paying for a PlayStation 4, which is around $400, and an Xbox One around $500, and the people are complaining that it's expensive.
Way too expensive, if you ask me.
It's like, really?
That's true. I can understand. I can understand if you include games with it, but I mean, with the system alone, they should lower the price.
Yeah, I could probably spend. If they would have lowered like around $50, minus $50, about around $250. Or
yeah, I mean,
it would like, because the problem with that is that here's the thing. A lot of people are going to be spending money on a hard drive, because you need a hard drive just because you just to save games. 32 gigabytes isn't enough.
Gigs.
Yeah, 32 gigs isn't enough for the Wii U. Let's face that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Because if you want people to buy your system, a lot of people are expecting to save a lot of gameplay, a lot of stuff on there, and download games as well.
And I know there's a lot of Virtual Console fans out there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Virtual Console fans that really want to buy your games, because you have a whole library of games that you can release on the system, on the Wii U, that you could easily sell. And I know that some people would probably buy it, some people would be like, up and down on it, and thinking, well, maybe I should buy this game, because I actually got a few games out of the Virtual Console, and I wanted to see if they had any more games that I wanted to play, and it's like they don't have what I want, but I'll eventually wait it out.
Yeah, most people really had to wait a lot of this out to really. I mean, as of now, like external hard drives are really expensive.
Yeah, because especially the powered ones, I had to get the cheap ass one, and I had to use a whatchamacallit, a powered hub, just so I could make my thing detect it.
Ouch! Really?
Yeah, and it works.
Shit.
But you can actually put like 3 or 4 things in there just to make it, so it could detect it.
Ow!
Because you have to realize the USB ports on the Wii U use less power.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the thing is, I had to use a power hub in order for my crappy ass hard drive to work, and it actually worked. And I even did a video on it a while back.
And actually, I mean, that's actually kind of an informative thing to really bring up, because I know, I mean, a lot of people I know are having a lot of trouble with the Wii U's basically storage capacity.
Because they don't realize that the thing about this is that you can't, the storage capacity thing, and also the issue with account-based system, where you can actually save your data, what you purchased, and re-download it, but you can't transfer it to the Wii to the new Wii U that you bought, which is sad.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you really can't take the hard drive out of the Wii U because there's no really way to do it.
I know, and the thing is that a lot of people were asking about, how do I transfer this? How do I do this? Well, you can't, because technically Nintendo hasn't really figured that out yet.
Yeah,
and you can't blame,
already, but
and I can't blame
Xbox and
Nintendo because they haven't really researched all their stuff for a long time. They've been, busy with HD. They've been trying to make HD games, and the problem was they didn't research it well enough, and they were unprepared for this.
I mean, one of Nintendo's many downfalls.
Because they're trying to be like the cheapest company to save money on. That's pretty much what they're trying to do. Managing their money is what they're good at, but they're not good at trying to, take a risk.
Basically, they're not making the biggest bang for their buck.
Yeah. So, the thing is, okay, here's another one. The tournament.
Yes,
congratulations, Gonzalo Zero Suit Barrios. Congratulations to him. He won the tournament.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, you weren't able to watch that, didn't you?
No, I was sick that day.
Yeah, that tournament was interesting. A lot of there were female gamers playing it. There were a lot of individuals that were playing it.
And I actually heard there were a lot of cosplayers.
Yes, there were a lot of cosplayers. Even Sky Williams appeared on there.
Really?
Yes. Sky Williams,
nice.
The guy who plays everyone knows him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's been known in the streaming community, Sky Williams.
That is cool.
Yes. Everyone likes him. He's such a great guy. The thing is that a lot of people were like watching that whole show at E3, especially the announcement from from the president of Nintendo that next year he'll come back and kick someone's ass.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you due to health problems, President Nintendo wasn't able to be at E3 this year.
Yeah, but they did have what's his name there, Remy.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
No.
Oh.
No, not Shigeru Miyamoto. The other one. What's his name? Phil. From Romani or Ami.
I don't know.
You don't know? You know.
No, I do not.
You don't know who he is?
Like I said, I was sick, so.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, I was sick as I said.
Yeah, the thing is that this
like
wasn't...
I said, I'm sort of out of a loop on some things.
Yeah, don't worry, dude. We'll just go ahead with the show, Anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end it here with the next topic of E3, which is going to be Microsoft.
Ah, yes, Microsoft.
So, I got my list here. What do you think of the Halo collection?
You know, being a Halo fan for a lot of years, I'm sort of looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
Yeah.
Because I've played every Halo so far, and only a couple I have not been impressed with.
Yeah, Halo 1, they're going to bring it back.
They already have the original and the anniversary edition.
Yeah, and the anniversary edition, which I have a feeling they're also going to... They said that they're going to bring it at 60 frames per second. I'm like, oh well.
I'm kind of skeptical on that because having a game running that fast with clear visuals, it's never been done if I'm correct.
Yeah, because let's face the fact here. It runs at 720p.
Yeah, you have to use 1080p to run 60 frames per second.
Yeah, you can only get it at 30 frames right now.
Yeah.
And the developers are like saying this, and I'm like, what the fuck?
What the flying fuck?
What the flying fuck are you talking about, dude? We know what's going on. We know how the technology is. We know the issues.
And like you said, I mean, technology I don't think can actually run things that fast as of yet.
Because I'm sorry if I'm being a dick here. We're kind of skeptical about the issue with Xbox.
I'm being a gamer. It's a requirement to be a skeptic.
Yeah, you have to be skeptical about what could go wrong. Even I'm kind of skeptical about Nintendo's Devil's Third.
Oh yes, I know that right there.
Yeah, because the game isn't really that. I'm kind of skeptical about that game from Nintendo because I'm surprised that they actually let Valhalla Games develop and license it for them on their system.
That's true.
But here's the thing about the Halo collection. It's a nice idea. It
really is.
Yeah, because really a lot of people really want to replay Halo collection, and it's like you have the old version, which is on Xbox. Then you have the ones on 3. Then you have 1 and 2. 1 and 2, sorry, for Xbox. Then you have 3 and 4 on Xbox 360. Then 5.
And also on 360, you got Halo Reach and Halo Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of Halos right there.
Yeah, that's a bunch of Halos, but they're only going by the sequels.
Yeah,
not the side
true.
sequels, just the sequels.
And Halo 5 is yet to release.
It has yet to be made. It's still in development. There's also here's another one. You heard about Crackdown, right?
Yes, I have, and I played both 1 and 2 for 360.
Well, what do you think of the new one that's gonna come out for Xbox One?
Honestly, I do not know what to think because actually it sort of looks just like the past two.
The past two. So if they basically allow you to blow up a building.
Well, that's news to me for that one.
Yeah, because they did that in the the reveal.
Oh yeah, I had completely forgotten about that part of it.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, are they gonna really do that? Allow you to blow up a building?
Yeah, destructive terrain is actually the only thing and I just remembered. Yeah, that destructive terrain is gonna be a new one for Crackdown. That's going to be a new little system.
Yeah, and I'm surprised by it too. It's like they really went all the way on this game. It's like I can't really understand what are we going to be expecting because they only showed the trailer of it.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, seeing the trailer, I don't really remember much.
Yeah, because the trailer just showed them Okay, basically you can snipe, you can basically run around, you can basically just throw bombs at a truck and just ride your way up to a building and just crash into it, then blow up a building like a
Yeah,
terrorist.
it's kind of interesting. It seems like the same old for Crackdown, but with only a few minor differences.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and change the subject here. What do you think of Scalebound by Platinum Games? It's only going to be
Oh
exclusive.
man, Platinum Games hasn't come out with something in a very long time. I
Yeah,
mean, last thing I remember was a Vanquish for the PS3 from them.
yeah, but they're also doing Bayonetta 2.
Yes,
And
Bayonetta.
they already released it another game which I remember, which I forgot about, and I can't say it, and I have to apologize to them.
Actually, but going back to Scalebound from the previews, it kind of looks interesting.
It kind of looks like Monster Hunter mixed with Dragon Guard.
Drakengard, yeah, I can see what you're going with there. Yeah,
Because
I can kind of see that.
it kind of does have that feel to it that you got to slay a monster and with a dragon with you.
Yeah, and I can see I can see where you get that from, but nonetheless, it actually does look a little bit on the fascinating side.
Because you got a dragon and you get the armor from the dragon and you got to cast magical spells, blah blah blah, same old same old.
I mean,
It's like
call me a guy who's actually has
Kamiya
affinity for that kind of thing.
I think his name is Kamiya Hideki. Hideki or
Um,
Hideki?
Hideki, yeah.
Hideki. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I can't pronounce your name, forgive me. He didn't seem all that excited.
He really didn't.
From what I heard, he wasn't really. I think he was upset about the Bayonetta cover change, the Bayonetta 2 cover changing.
I mean, this is coming from a guy who hasn't played the first Bayonetta. I kind of want to play the first before I ever play Bayonetta 2.
Guess what they're doing for Bayonetta 2?
What are they doing?
They're offering the Bayonetta 1 for Wii
Oh,
U.
wow.
Yeah, in Japan they're offering the collector's edition, which you can actually get 2 discs, which a lot of people were kind of upset about. But you're getting the downloadable version of it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, you can you can get the downloadable version if you pre-order Bayonetta 2, and it comes with the outfits as well, the Nintendo outfits.
Yeah, and actually, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, because I was like, I remember people talking about it on the forums that I was checking out, and people were talking about this, going like, "Oh wow, I can get that game with with number 1." Okay, cool.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yep, we forgot to talk about that too.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, boop. Don't worry about it. And there's also another exclusive which a lot of people are probably surprised about.
Mm-hmm.
The Rise of Tomb Raider.
Yes, Tomb Raider, the ever classic Lara Croft.
Yes, the ever classic Lara Croft, which everyone should be loving her.
Though I hated her in her recent game. They hated her for some reason. I can understand why.
Well,
Literally the recent Tomb Raider is more combat based, and it goes away from the classic.
yeah, but the new one a lot of people kind of got more like feminists had an issue with it.
Yes,
It's like,
true.
she can't do this. The fuck she can. She did it anyways. The guy's trying to rape her. Oh, guess what? She just stabbed the guy several times in order to survive, and actually shoot the guy several times in order to survive. So
Yes.
why are you hating on her when she technically is beating the crap out of everybody and getting away with it?
Yeah,
So you're
exactly.
you're telling me as a feminist that she can't do all this possible shit by surviving every possible odds against her. So you're telling me she can't do that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And
So
you're basically being a fucking feminist over it.
and the fact is she actually was defending herself. If you played
Yeah.
the game, tell me. I played it myself. I beaten it. I played the Tomb Raider game, and it was
I mean,
fun,
like I said,
and I enjoyed it.
The last Tomb Raider I played was Legends. That's the last one I
Yeah, and
actually played.
there was the old version of it, the PlayStation version that I remembered,
Yes.
and it was funny though. A lot of it wasn't. It was more puzzle. It was more puzzle based. It was more like you couldn't really figure out the level
Yeah,
because it was
and like I
more
said, I mean,
complicated.
yeah, and Tomb Raider has always been about solving puzzles.
Yeah, and it was more of a. It was a maze. Pretty much, you
Yes.
climb up a wall and just do whatever you can.
I wonder what the new Tomb Raider is going to bring to the plate.
But I think it's more to the point that she comes back in action because she wants to go back to it because it's a rush for her. She's addicted to it.
Yes.
Because
She
that's
very
what
much
because
so.
she was going to like a psychologist talking about her problems because she survived the island.
Yes, she did.
And she left the island surviving knowing that she could stay alive, but she's really, you know, kind of crazy. She went insane and decided she could do this again and survive because she really is addicted to being a survivalist.
That's very true. And that's how we all see her.
Yeah, that's how we all see her, but she also likes to do the whole treasure hunting thing, the whole, you know, Indiana Jones, a female version of Indiana Jones, basically.
Yes.
But except she doesn't
basically.
try to, you know, fall in love with a guy or anything like that. She just goes at it on her own.
She's not the playboy type like India is.
Yeah, she doesn't like screw guys or females. She's just trying to survive.
But also,
She's not like over sexualized as most people would believe.
but that's why I apologize for that comment about Indiana Jones. Who are those who are fans? I've seen the movies. I'm just making a bit of a reference here.
Yeah, because the thing is that, you know, I could care less if people think about it, but you got to realize, you know, if you ever played Tomb Raider, most people may think of her assets as being like this way, just because she had the boobs and everything. It didn't really matter because the fact is they don't try to make her over sexualized. In the movies they did,
Very much so.
but it didn't matter because in the game she just did her thing, just went through walls shooting with two guns, trying to survive whatever.
Yes,
Because
very true.
she's more addicted to the rush of action. That's why they brought her back in this next installment, The Rise
And
of Tomb Raider.
what I'm really hoping is that it's not combat based so much like the last one.
Well, I kind of like the combat because it made it more intense.
Yes, but honestly, I mean, I like the classic Tomb Raider. I like being able to think and solve puzzles.
Yeah, they still do. They still
combat for
do.
me. I mean, combat for me in Tomb Raider just doesn't seem to belong.
Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about another subject, Project Spark. What do you think of that one?
You know, that is the one part I missed. That is the one part I actually missed.
Which you're able to make your own games,
Oh wow!
your own adventures, your own ideas. Which Project Spark is what it's made for. It's basically like Gary's Mod, except you have the tools to make it easy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know. There's been people looking for a certain engine to make their own games from Microsoft for a while now.
Yeah, because it's kind of like Gary's Mod in a way. You can Because I remember the last E3, they showed the Project Spark that you can make your own little mechanized machine, like a giant robot, and just shoot things. It was like Mech Warrior. It was a homage to Mech Warrior.
Oh wow, yeah, that an homage to yeah, that's true.
Because they did a lot of things. Like they showed that you can run around and kill stuff, and it was kind of interesting to look at the game. And it was Project Spark is still in beta, I believe.
Hmm.
And you're able. I know one of my the people I live with has an Xbox One. They probably are playing that probably.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's an interesting game. Because you can make your own games on it and design your own games and just use the tools for it.
Interesting.
All right. Let's go ahead.
Like I said, I missed that little part due to me being sick as well.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault, man. I understand. It just we had a lot of amount of bad luck.
Very true. Most of us had birthday parties. Most of us got sick. Most of us yada yada yada.
Yeah. And here's another surprising news thing: Dance Central Spotlight.
Oh yes, Dance Central. I played that all the time when the Kinect first came out.
Yes, and I played it too, and I enjoyed that game.
You know, if I ever get an Xbox One, that's the only thing I would ever use it for.
Yeah, because that thing actually was so easy to use. It didn't make you feel bad that you sucked at it. You just basically were learning the moves. Heck, I had to learn how to do the Superman Soldier Boy song. I was like dancing to that.
And you know what? I mean, like, who cares if you fuck up? You're the only one who's doing it.
Because it actually made you active, and yet people were like shitting on the Kinect's thing because of the fighting games that people developed it, and the other games because it didn't really, because you don't really know how to use it. That's why.
That's true.
Because most people do not know how to use that thing. You have to be like within probably how many feet? 8 feet?
About 6 to 8 feet.
6 to 8 feet in order for you to be detectable.
And people bitched about that because they didn't want to be that far from their TV.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can understand, but if you don't really like the Kinects, don't use it.
Yeah, I mean, the Kinect for a lot of people is just an acquired taste.
If you don't really like the Kinect game, the only reason why Dance Central was like the only game that people liked, because it really got people to move, doing physical stuff that they'd never done before.
And if you think about it, it's just a lazy ass people who didn't want to move who bitched about it.
No, it's basically douchebag gamers, douchebag hipster gamers.
That's true. That
douchebag
that
hipster.
too.
I hate having to label that, but that's probably what we're called, douchebag hipster gamers.
Yeah.
Complaining about this. Look, Dance Central is probably one of the few games that actually worked on the system sometimes.
Worked well on the system.
It worked well on the system because you can actually move. Even I believe Dance Just Dance was the other one.
Just Dance, yes. And Just Dance 4, I think, was the one that reached a Kinect.
Yeah. And also was on Wii U.
That's true.
It's like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the problem is, if you don't know how to use the Kinects for that, that's the only game that should be awarded.
I agree.
If you really hate that game so much,
just to condemn the Kinect,
condemn the Kinect,
you're an idiot.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Because
I loved Dance Central to death.
Yes, I loved it too. Don't get me wrong. That was the only game that actually made more sense to people.
That's true. I mean, like, the fact is, I used that to learn to dance in real life.
Yep.
That's how I did it.
All right, and here's another. We're gonna go ahead and change the subject here.
Again.
All right, again. Shape Up.
You know, I have never been much into exercise games.
Yeah,
So shape-up is not really my kind of
Ubisoft
thing.
did do an exercise game a while back, and I remembered that one.
I mean, seeing another shape-up is I'm kind of on
Well,
it.
they approached it in a different way.
I mean, pardon my skepticism.
Yeah, they're approaching it in a different way because I know that they haven't really thought about it that much.
I mean, there are a ton of workout games out there.
Yes, there are, and the thing is that they're really immense. They're really trying. I know Ubisoft isn't well liked it.
Yeah, Ubisoft, they made a lot of mistakes. They made a lot of mistakes.
I know, and the thing is that they kind of
Fucked up.
fucked up badly. But this time they actually made an interesting game. I even saw the preview of it, and it seemed like they did a good job with it.
They really did.
It seemed like their approach to the whole, I don't like. Let's face it, I don't like to exercise.
I mean, okay, I exercise a lot.
Yeah, and their approach to it is for those who are not active in exercise, that they want to influence people to play a game.
Yes, and actually, one game I played for, one of the game I played for a lot of systems was DDR.
Yes, and that was a fun game.
Yes, it was.
If they would have made that, that's fine. And that actually did have that DDR element to it. When they showed the little keyboard thing, that you can actually just step on, going like the virtual step thing. It was like, that's a pretty cool idea.
Yes, it really is.
And the thing is, it's basically you can work out on. But I can understand that people have their skepticism about the Kinects, but still, it was a great concept. I'm sorry if people dislike the idea, but I like the idea.
I do too. And personally, I think if the more workout games were a lot more fun and not so schedule based a lot of the time, they'd be more popular.
Yeah, they'd be more popular.
Because if you look at it, look at it
Dance
like
Central actually was like DDR in a way.
yes, but it didn't. You don't have to stay to some schedule like a shape up in the past.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and go with another subject, Fable Legends.
Ah, Fable Legends. I'm actually a big fan of the Fable games. I've got 1, 2, and 3. And I think this new one is going to be pretty interesting.
Okay.
By the looks of it.
All right, and also the fact that it actually has co-op.
Yes, I think co-op. They're introducing co-op into
And the
Fable.
classes. What do you think of the classes, anyways?
You know, I really don't know what to think because they all look interesting.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Phantom Dust. That was originally on Xbox. It's an old classic game.
Yeah, the first Xbox, and I think isn't this a remake?
I believe so. But this
You know,
time they're
I played Phantom Dust back on the old Xbox, and it was sort of a pseudo RPG card game.
yeah, and this time they're making another one, but more realistic.
Yes,
Because it was more anime based.
Yes, it was.
So I don't know what to say about it, but it might bring a lot of fans together.
Yes, for those, I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of people who buy this game who are a fan of card games.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go with the next. Let's go ahead and end it right here, and go on with Sony.
Yes, Sony, the one who was the people who said that won E3.
Yeah, that won E3. I have to say they did won E3, but I have to say Nintendo also did because they also brought the community with Super Smash Brothers together.
Oh yes. And this is going to include a section I'm going to love talking about, which is Project Morpheus.
Yes, the VR headset, which is compatible with the camera, which they are going to use, and also with the two blue ball controllers that you can use to. When you saw Jimmy Fallon just demonstrating it,
that was actually very funny too.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, but yeah, the new VR headset. I mean, I'm honestly looking forward to this. I've never been and I've never tried anything around virtual reality,
Well,
so this is going to look interesting.
I did try virtual reality before when I was a kid. That was like back in the 90s. It kind of was okay. It wasn't like back then they didn't have interesting graphics.
Which is true. It's all polygon with bullcrap.
Polygon, yeah, it was just all polygon. And the thing is, this time we have something that's like a little bit realistic, and the fact is they're trying to go with that whole idea from Oculus Rift, which right now, from what I heard, Oculus Rift is going to be cheaper, thanks to Facebook.
Yes.
Yet everyone thinks Facebook is the evil bad guys.
I don't. I'm on Facebook like nearly 24/7 sometimes.
Yes.
When I'm looking for new stuff to
and
do.
Yet the fact is that he's trying to make it cheaper so that people can afford to buy their own Oculus Rift and play games on it.
I actually went to a recent convention. I got a few posters from people called Omni who actually work with the Oculus Rift. They're introducing a shooter, an exploration game, and a fantasy RPG for the Oculus Rift.
So it kind of does make sense, though.
Yes, and yet, like I said, the Oculus Rift is going to actually use a VR system along with with a peripheral. What looks like a pad that you walk on.
Oh yeah, I heard about that pad. They tried to attempt it on a reality show, Shark Tank. Oh god,
yes.
They shitted on that thing so badly. They didn't want to use it.
Yes, but with this pad, it actually looks interesting.
It would cost about $500 just to get one.
Yes, which is actually not bad for something like that. If you ask me.
$500 for that pad where you can just walk on it, and just a slide walk on it.
Yes, and actually, it's a very inventive idea to use with the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and continue on subject here about Sony.
Yes, Project Morpheus, the VR headset is going to be compatible with both the PS4 and the camera. This thing actually looks very sleek and designed, just like the PS4 is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be sorry, I'm looking at the deal right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wonder what games is going to be compatible with. Is the big question.
I believe I have one of the games. It's let's see. I know I have it in my library. It is. Let's see. I know I have it. It's Strike Suit Infinity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Strike Suit Infinity.
Actually, one of the things that's been talked about Project Morpheus is the 3D audio technology.
The 3D audio.
Yeah, basically what it says in the article, Morpheus adopts a 3D audio technology uniquely developed by SCE, Sony Computer Entertainment Technology. In addition to sounds coming from front and behind, left and right, Morpheus recreates stereoscopic sounds heard from below and above players, such as footsteps climbing upstairs and stairs below them, or engine noises from helicopters flying overhead. Sounds that players hear change in real time depending on commitment on their head orientation, creating a realistic audio environment and with an immersive 360-degree virtual world.
It kind of sounds.
It's actually will actually really have a bit of a change with the VR gaming.
Yeah, because they're trying to approach it in a different way. Because remember, they want to sell this to people because they think it's a really cool idea, but The thing is, how will they approach it? That's the question.
That's a very good question. I mean, when I look at the headset, it really doesn't look like it's going to adopt that sort of technology.
Because all I understand is that the camera tries to look at the moves and everything. Because I remember when I saw the video of Project Morpheus, they used a head the motion controller on the top of the head to detect the movements of the VR, so that it can actually comply with it. Basically, it transfers the from what I understand, the camera looks at the light, and you're moving your head, and it basically follows.
Yes, and along with that, I mean, it doesn't really make you wonder. Really, it really does. Sorry, belched.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Besides, we're doing pretty well with the show right now, even though we don't get many people showing up.
Yeah, but as you said, it will work. It'll actually use the motion control with the camera.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's sort of interesting though. But let's go ahead and talk about the other one, Destiny. I tried it out.
Destiny.
I tried it out. I tried out the alpha, the first look alpha. I have to say, it is like Halo mixed with Borderlands.
Yes, it really is, and I mean, this is going to look very fascinating when it comes out.
When I played it, I was like, they have the multiplayer, but they also have the campaign mode where you just go through a whole bunch of levels. It plays just like Borderlands in a way. You have missions, you have to go through and try to play them out, and it sort of does have that feel of Borderlands in a way.
And from what you told me, at some point it's going to be more like co-op as well.
Yes, there is co-op. You can play with other players. You can party up with them. You can go as with not join them, but you can also play with them, helping out people if they're being attacked by monsters from far distance.
Yeah, and this is sort of going to be an interesting idea. I wonder if they're going to do better where Defiance failed.
Defiance wasn't really. It was more of a third-person shooter. This is a first-person shooter.
But yes, I hope Destiny doesn't follow Defiance's failures.
They're not trying to make a TV show out of it.
Well, yes, I know that, but there was a lot of ways that Defiance failed in this sort of respect with the servers alone.
Yeah, because they didn't really know what to expect. They weren't really ready for the fact that a lot of the people were like upset about the AI being stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
The AI wasn't really all that great in Defiance, because they really did develop. They didn't really develop it well enough to make the AI more smarter and more.
Yeah, I hope the AI in this is much better.
Yeah, let's hope so. But but the thing that they're doing for Destiny, for PlayStation, is that they're going to release a special. If you pre-order Destiny, you get a white PlayStation.
Yes, and as well, one of the things you get is a mobile speeder.
Yes, a mobile speeder, collectors. Yeah, because this is a bundle that they're doing for PlayStation, which is the PlayStation 4 white PlayStation. You pre-order Destiny. And it surprises me that they're doing this.
It really does. It really does.
But it's just like, this is the first, and I think this is an exclusive, right?
It is. No, actually, it's going to be on Xbox and PS3 and PS4.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that they're doing this, because I know Bungie,
had a lot of problems with Microsoft.
Yeah, in the past, but they're doing pretty well right now. Even though most people are like surprised by how much money they spent on this game.
Yeah.
We spent $500 million on this game alone just to make it so good that you wouldn't believe what we did on it. We put our balls on it. Like, seriously.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, we jizzed all over it, just like we jizzed on...
But yeah, I mean, as you're saying...
We put our blood,
Bungie...
sweat, and jizz on it. That's the truth, bitches. That's the truth. We put our... So, if you want to bring out this game, if you really want to play Destiny, go get it yourself, bitches, because we've spent $5 million. What? Yeah, that's the truth, man.
I mean, yes, Bungie put a lot of time and work into Destiny.
No,
it's gonna be releasing this September,
I hope it does, because it's gonna be interesting. Because I'm gonna probably buy it.
I have mine on reserve already.
I'm gonna probably reserve mine too soon, as soon as I get the money.
Yeah, and I'm already saving up for mine.
And there's also the Order 18 something. I forgot what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the new trailer for it where he had to fight a werewolf.
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
No.
Right?
No, a werewolf.
Oh, werewolf. Sorry.
Yeah, he fought. There was this.
Before.
No, the Order. It's called The Order, the new game for Sony that they made, the new IP.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear that at first.
Sorry. The Order I think it was 1876 or 1862 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the number, but I know that they're bringing this out. It's a third-person shooter, and it's kind of new, and a lot of people are talking about this game. There's
they
also
really are.
Yes, and there's also another.
I've heard a lot of buzz about it for some time now.
Yes, and this game was very, very noticeable by a lot of people because this game, it's a third-person shooter. You can pretty much it's basically steampunk. It's basically in the steampunk era of the storyline. And and of course, I was surprised when I watched the trailer that they're going up against a whole bunch of things like werewolves, zombies, whatever, vampires. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's a very interesting game. There's also another announcement that Sony brought up that they're bringing out Grim Fandango.
Oh, yes, the Grim Fandango, the classic point-and-click adventure game.
Yes, and surprisingly, they're putting this on PS4 for the PlayStation Network.
Yes, honestly, that's going to be interesting, because I know that Grim Fandango was mainly a PC game back in the 90s, for actually DOS, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Don't bring up DOS, please. I had a lot of horrible memories on DOS. Type in the code C.
Oh yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one, brother. You're
C.
not the only one.
When I was a kid, I had a hard time figuring out the DOS codes. I was like, okay, /Windows/ I was like, I'm stupid.
You're like, fuck this shit. I can't work it.
And there's also another one called Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, I think, looks kind of at best.
Yeah, and it's from the people from Software.
Which I have never really heard of.
From Software, they did games like let's see, they were best known for let's see. In the top of my head, they're best known for games like Knack. Let's see what else.
Never played.
The best game that they ever played was man, I really forgot that it was a mecha game for Sony PlayStation.
I know it was not Armored Core.
Yes, it is. That's
really
yes.
They made
Armored
that?
Core. They actually did help make Armored Core.
That's news to me, even though I played the shit.
You never play. It's from Software, from Japan.
Wow, like I said, I played it, yet I never noticed the makers.
Yeah, you never noticed the makers. They were like the people from Software on Armored Core series. They were the ones that did the Armored Core franchise.
Okay, even though I played Armored Core, I was never really big into it.
Yeah, because From Software did some of the Armored Core franchises.
I guess that's why.
Yeah.
I guess that's why.
There's also Suda54's game, an MMO free-to-play game, Let It Die.
Oh yes, Let It Die. Actually, that looks the most fascinating.
It kind of looks like Resident Evil in a way, except it isn't.
Yes, but it looks really fascinating in my view.
It's kind of like that post-apocalyptic, in a way, but except you're fighting to survive.
Yes.
And it's an MMO, I believe, and it's free to play. And there's also Dead Island 2.
Dead Island 2, that actually, I'm actually definitely going to play that when it comes out.
Yes, because they made that. But this time it's more of a comedy than a horror.
Really now? Comedy?
Yeah, a comedy. Yeah, because when I saw the trailer of it, it was kind of funny because there was a guy in an ice cream truck that just ran over a guy who when they first started out the whole thing, it was like, okay, the guy was running. He was like this kind of douchebag model from South Beach, California.
Honestly, like, why would they make it a comedy, man? Like, that's my question.
Because what happened was that from what I saw, it looked like more like a comedy because the guy just ran over the guy with an armored ice cream truck, ran over the zombie, took his shoes.
Okay, that's maybe I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, you probably never saw the trailer for Dead Island 2. And there's also another one called an indie game. There's like several indie games, Magica 2 and Abuzu, which
Abuzu?
Yeah, Abuzu, which basically is a swimming game. Basically, you're swimming underwater.
Oh, as well as Entwined as well coming out.
Yes, Entwine.
That one actually looked very interesting. I'm very interested in those artistic sort of games.
Yeah. There's also Battlefield Hardline, which people are like, eh.
I know the beta is out right now.
Yeah, I already tested it out. It's okay.
I heard it's taking more of a civilian aspect.
Yes, bank robbing.
Yeah, not the Battlefield I expected.
Nah, it's not like it was more like Payday mixed with with Battlefield 3. And they decided to screw each other, and they made a baby and created this.
You know, like the more I hear about Battlefield Hardline, the more I feel like laughing at it.
And there's also another game called No Man's Sky. And it's kind of a weird game though, but it's kind of a sci-fi adventure type feel to it.
That's true. Which I saw a few clips of it.
Yeah. And also, surprisingly, GTA 5 is coming to PS4.
Oh, yeah, that's true. GTA 5 is coming to there.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's surprisingly shocking that they're going to bring it onto the PS4. But...
Yo, hey, I gotta go, dude.
Okay, but the last thing we're going to talk about is the PS Vita TV thing.
Yeah, but I can probably talk for about a few more minutes on that, then I have to go.
Okay, then a few more seconds. The PS Vita, what do you think of it?
PS Vita, I've got it, and I love it. And I think the PS Vita TV thing is going to be interesting.
Yeah, because they probably will make it interesting enough that they're also bringing out a bundle for it.
Yeah, like they did with the Borderlands bundle.
Because I remember watching the Vita from the from the previous guy who showed the PS Vita TV thing. From oh man, oh he committed suicide a long time ago, and it's sad that he died.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. I heard about that.
Yeah, the guy who showed the Vita, it was interesting. He showed the product. You can actually stream movies, stream games. But here's the other interesting feature about it: that you can actually play you can actually stream your PS4 games onto another TV.
Yes, which is actually going to seem like a complicated little system.
Not really. It's just you got to have internet.
That's true. Well, hey, guys, I got to sign out here, okay?
Yeah, we're going to go. Thank you for watching. We're sorry if we can't do this show any longer. We can only do it like for an hour. So, take care, guys. Have a good weekend. I'm going to go. JTV signing out. Goodbye.
Shimmer Crash signing out. Everyone, bye.
Yeah.